Welcome. This is a portion of a 2-hour conversation that took place in June of 2019 after the NRA national meetings. A conversation about NRA with Mac from Military Arms Channel, Jeff Knox from Firearms Coalition, Rob Pincus from I.C.E and 2AO, Shawn from We Like Shooting, and Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Together, we talked about the current state of the NRA, where it's going, and what we can do. Links to each of the participants and the full 2-hour conversation are available below. When we talk about where the NRA is today, and we think and we say like they are protecting Wayne LaPierre, like how big of an organization are we talking about? Does somebody have any idea of like scale? How many employees? We know there's generally there's a board of directors with like 70 something people. There's an executive board there that's responsible, and then there's the presidents. But what else do we have in the NRA? You talked about employees that aren't getting paid and aren't real familiar.
There are 76 members of the board. They're all volunteer positions, and only a couple of them get any kind of money from NRA, and I question a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, there's a big Ponzi scheme going on there where they're taking money from NRA and filtering it through companies owned by these board members.
Yeah.
There's some stuff like that going on, and that's challenging and needs to be looked at. But then within the board of directors, there are a couple of key committees. The executive committee is a 20-member committee plus the officers, so 23. The finance committee, I think there's about 15 on that. The audit committee is 5 members, and that's Carolyn Meadows, Charles Cotton, and a couple of other guys. So they're the ones who really have the closest insight. But then you've got the executives. We've got, let's see, ED of ILA, ED of General Operations, LaPierre's deputy, and the membership guy, the development guy. So I've got like 7 people who are making over $500,000 a year to $1.5 million.
And that doesn't take into bonuses or expense reports. And this has been going on since Heston was the president. When Heston was president, he traveled around in limousines and private jets and had a private security detail. How much did that cost? Nobody ever talks about that. This has been going on forever.
We were also paying Heston's PR, Tony Macris, some $22,000, $23,000 a month just because. And but then that's beyond that, you have about 500 employees in the NRA total.
Oh, okay.
Field ops and everybody, about 500, and then a number of consultants and consulting firms, which again, there are at least a half dozen consultants that are making over $500,000 a year from NRA straight, and then probably some commissions on top of that. And so you've got the top getting paid superior wages while the rest is being paid nothing, and it has devastated morale. It was something that Dad was complaining about in the 80s, and at that time, Dad, as executive director of NRA ILA, was bringing in a whopping $60,000. I think he topped out at, and he was still complaining about them not paying his staff well enough. But that's what you've got. It's about 500 employees overall.
When you want to keep something, what's the word? Like you keep people in that aren't going to be involved enough to pay attention and notice the big game, right? You're going to bring people in that just do the drudge work and don't just get a portion of the job, and you get rid of the people that are dedicated to the organization.
No, it's actually the other way around. It's the other way around. They're bringing in people who are dedicated to the cause and giving them the opportunity to do something with something that they really care about, and are willing to take less money because they're working on something that they love, and they're taking advantage of that. And those people, after a while, they run out of steam and can't keep going that way. And that's where we are now.
This is a portion of a 2-hour conversation that took place in June of 2019 after the NRA national meetings. a conversation about NRA with Mac from Military Arms Channel, Jeff Knox from Firearms Coalition, Rob Pincus from I.C.E and 2AO, Shawn from We Like Shooting, and Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Together, we talked about the current state of the NRA, where it's going, and what we can do. Links to each of the participants and the full 2-hour conversation are available below.